afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'd like to talk specifically about borderline rage. So the reason why borderline personality has this notorious borderline rage is because, well, this is my interpretation of it. I think it's because we feel our feelings at 100% no matter what it is. So when we get mad, it's like a whole nother level of mad. And for me personally, I feel like when I get angry, I almost black out, or I've even blacked out. So I feel awful for the times that I have blacked out, because I really don't know what I'm doing, and I wake up or come back around from it, and there's people who are absolutely devastated and they're angry at me, and I just wish that somebody would I guess when I was early on, should have told me about how to deal with it. So yeah, so this video is on that. So many people with borderline personality disorder experience anger, just like everybody else who doesn't even have borderline will experience anger. It's just an emotion that we have, and it's a secondary emotion. Because usually there's something behind the anger, like anger, anger is behind the anger. No. Usually it's we've felt like we've been shysted, we felt like we've been wronged in some way, or we've been rejected, or other things are going on. We feel upset, we feel betrayed, we feel all those kind of sadness, because I know when I'm sad, my first emotion is it comes out as anger, and then I get upset. So yeah. So it says here, well, yeah, my notes, many people with borderline experience anger so intense it's often called borderline rage. This anger sometimes comes in response to a perceived personal or interpersonal slight. For example, feeling criticized by a loved one. How long can it last? Anywhere from a few hours to a few days. So relationships and borderline rage. Uncontrollable, intense, and inappropriate anger can be a horrible and painful symptom for both the person suffering from borderline and the person who is on the other end of that anger. This anger can severely hurt relationships. So it's very important to get help for that anger piece, because your relationships can not only really suffer, and your loved one will no longer trust you or feel safe with you, but for yourself too, because it's really uncomfortable to be angry, and it takes a lot of energy out of you, and it's just not a good feeling at all to be angry. So I'd also like to say this. I know it's really not with this, but BPD is deeply misunderstood. So people who have this disorder may be labeled as manipulative, selfish, and clingy. So I mean, like, if there's that stigma running around too, I guess this does come with the anger part too. Like, if you're perceived as something like a monster, and that's how people see you, that's not going to make you really happy either. So, like, I don't like the fact that people think that borderline personality disorder is where people are manipulative liars who are out to get you, and you shouldn't be in a relationship with one because we're so awful that, you know, we're like narcissistic or something. And yes, we're a cluster B, but we're not like that. We have feelings. And yes, we may feel like we're very clingy and selfish and manipulative, but my personal experience is my borderline came from my dad, I'm pretty sure, abandoning me multiple times as a child. So now I feel like that's what my boyfriends are gonna do, and that's what everybody's gonna do in my life, because my dad didn't even want me, so who else would? I've worked a lot on this, and I just am trying to end the stigma around all this stuff. And yes, rage can be very scary, and it's not the most pleasant thing, but we all get dark at times, so yeah. And another way to understand how our feelings are hurt so easily, one psychologist, Marsha Linehan, she developed DBT to treat women with borderline personality disorder. She compared us with a person with third-degree burns over 90% of our bodies. Because of our lack of emotional skin, the slightest touch can cause extreme agony. So, when we get angry, it's like, it hurts a lot. And that's why it's like 100 times more than a normal person's. And she's right, it's like having an emotional skin. Like when people say, don't wear your heart on your sleeve, well, sometimes you can't. You can work at it, but sometimes it's hard to do that. So, yeah. So, yeah. Rage can occur as well too, suddenly and unpredictably. So triggers depend on the person. Really, it could be anything that irritates you or bugs you. There's a whole whack of things that I get annoyed with, and I don't even know why I'm annoyed. And I don't know, it could be from something like, even it could have been something that happened earlier in the day, and I'll just be annoyed. And whatever somebody says, like, I'm annoyed, I'm pissed off. Nothing can seem to get me out of that mindset. So, as well as the biggest one is fear of rejection can be so intense that we can start anxiously like expecting the rejection to happen. So we'll even deliberately try to push people away. Well, I do. I feel like, well, if they're gonna leave me anyway, then I might as well speed up the process and make them leave. Because if they're gonna leave anyway, I'll give them a reason. So that's what I do. I do try to push a lot of people away. I don't trust people, and it's really hard for me. But there are things that can help, and one of those things is DBT, which is dialectical behavioral therapy. And basically it helps you identify your emotions and how to work through them, basically through healthier coping skills. There's also schema-focused therapy, which helps patients to shed their life views that aren't working and replace them with healthier behaviors and positive life patterns. I missed a part. I'm going to go back for a minute. So as I was saying about the small things, small cues can set off intense reactions, and we have very black and white views. We don't see gray. It's either people are all good or all bad. So back to where I was. I'm so sorry. I'm so disorganized. Basically, the schema focus therapy, it includes role-playing, guided meditation, guided imagery, and assertiveness training. Okay, so then we have transference-focused psychotherapy. And this helps patients to integrate their views of themselves and others have been found to significantly reduce anger. I don't know how. I don't know too much about transference-focused therapy, but yeah, if you guys have any experience with any of these, you can write it in the comments because I would love to hear what these are. And then there's mentalization-based therapy, and that helps a person with borderline separate their thoughts and feelings from people around them. It emphasizes thinking before reacting. So, yeah, that is my little spiel on borderline rage. I hope you guys got some out of it. I know it's not a lot of information, but I like to keep my videos short and sweet. And I hope you guys have a good day, and I will see you guys later. Bye.